Hello everyone, this is Utkarsh Vaidya. I'm filming my extra credit video for Management 3078 with Professor Pedram, and I'm joined today by Junmo Yang, who's also a fellow North Avenue resident, and he's kindly agreed to give me a few minutes of his time to talk about investments and the role they play in his life. So Junmo, firstly, it's a pleasure talking to you today. So I'd like to start off by asking you a bit more about your background.
Sure. I'm a third-year business major at Georgia Tech, and I'm originally from South Korea, but I live in Georgia enough to consider myself as a Georgian.
Excellent. So you said you're a business major, right?
Yeah.
BSBA. So what concentration are you?
I'm an accounting concentration right now.
Accounting?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. So so let's begin, I guess, by asking you how do you define an investment? What would you say an investment is?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Can I have a moment to think about it?
Yeah, sure.
Right. Well, I'll say investment is like, I guess a quick definition of investment will be foregoing your current portion of your profit for the better return in the future. Like pretty much sacrificing a little bit in the present for the better turnout, or the more money in the future. I think that's what investment is pretty much. It boils down to it.
Okay, excellent. I mean, that's a really good definition. And I'd like to also ask you what role investments plays in your financial plan or your family's financial plan.
Well, investments definitely play a huge part in our family. Well, mainly because, first of all, it's paying for my tuition right now, so it's definitely a big factor. I'm sure my family mainly invests in real estate though. I'm sure my dad invests in stocks, but I mean, I'm not sure much about it. I mean, first of all, I'm an accounting major, so I mean, I really don't know much about stocks. But in terms of real estate, we do a lot. Our family does a lot. So yeah, that's probably the main investment that we have.
Oh, excellent. So so you mentioned that you invest in real estate. So what kind of markets do you invest in? Do you invest in locally in Georgia or in other states?
Well, we invest. We have a small real estate in Georgia, and we have another real estate in South Korea.
Oh, South Korea. That's really interesting. So let's talk more about that. So so when you actually invest in South Korean markets, how do you decide on what to invest in, what not to invest in?
Well, in South Korea, no. Well, it's really easy. Well, if you know the market, of course. But how we invested in South Korea is mainly by potential. Pretty much we're trying to buy cheap and sell high, right? So that's main strategy. So what we want to do is pinpoint those lands or buildings or the residence area that currently is undervalued but has a high potential to be extremely high profitable in the future. So in Korea, the main thing that you want to look for is first of all, is there any significant educational institution nearby, or will there be an education institution in the future? Because South Korea, people always care about education. It's everybody's really crazy about the education. I mean, it's a typical Asian society where everybody values high education. So, so the school is definitely the biggest motivating factors for people to move to certain region, and oftentimes schools are accompanied by other education related business to that region as well, which kind of drives the prices up. So given knowing that, the main thing that we try to do is find those places or region that currently does not have those schools or institutions, but will be there in the foreseeable future. So we definitely found some areas where we have a reason to believe there will be a school pretty soon. So that's why we invest a portion of our funds to that region in South Korea. And it actually turned out to be true. Apparently they are going to build a school there. Which means they're going to be, our projection is going to be true. So
excellent, excellent. So how would you say the real estate market, since you have good perspective having invested in both the domestic and international markets, how would you say these two markets are different?
I'll say South Korean market has a lot more bubbles in it than the one that we have right now. Because many of the properties in the metropolitan areas are really, really highly overvalued to the point that it's like crazy. Like people like in South Korea sometimes like spend like their 10 years, not like sometimes 20 years of their savings just to buy a house. It's really overstated. So like given that we in South Korea, like my family tried not to buy those real estate that's located closer to the metropolitan area. Instead, we just try to like locate those real estate with the high potential values in the future that's currently undervalued.
Okay, so I guess another question would be, how do you mitigate risk, or how tolerant are you to risk? Are you so when your family invests, do you tend to invest in high return, high risk kinds of investments, or low return but stable investments?
Well, our family is mainly like definitely the safety,
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean, risk definitely yields a high value, but I mean, I think it's just not worth it in the real estate. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if you make one mistake, you're gonna lose like a fortune out of it. So definitely, my family wouldn't dare think about that. My family's more of a risk averse, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
So like
Definitely.
they try to like get with they want to play safe, So.
Okay. So, and also you mentioned local investments also. So what are those like?
Oh yeah. We have real estate in like Georgia. So that's mainly for the residential renting purpose. That's why we bought this main like reason for the investment.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so so one last thing would be being a student yourself. If so, from your personal experience,
Mm-hmm.
is there any tip that you would like to give your fellow Georgia Tech students?
Does it have to be investment related?
It can be anything, just like a financial tip that you have.
I'll just say, I mean, college students sometimes may not think of the cost too much. Like they may end up spending a lot, but just be aware of the costs. And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was surprising how much you're gonna save. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll say like be more aware of the cost.
So just keep track of your expenditures, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the accounting side of me. I don't know.
All right, so that's pretty much all I have for you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Pleasure talking to you too.
Thank you.